It's that time to turn on your radio. Tune in now for great songs, old and new. Roger Williams on Trent Sound Radio.
Well, thank you, Katie, and a very good evening to you, and welcome to A World of Difference for this very chilly last Monday night in 2014. I've dispensed with the theme tune for this evening because there's quite a bit of business to go through. We're mostly dealing with your discoveries of the year 2014, artists and tracks nominated by listeners to A World of Difference here on Trent Sound. I'll also be reviewing the 7 magnificent CDs, my magnificent 7 CDs of 2014, and revealing which one is the World of Difference CD of the year. I thought I might do one of these kind of artificial, half-assed build-ups, trying to keep the tension going, but I thought, I'm whole-assed. I'm not half-assed, so I'm going to reveal it now. The World of Difference CD for 2014 is the quite magnificent In Chances of Light by Ironson.
Take hold, my child. Take hold of me. You're too high, too low. It's too bright. We walk along a path, so many voices calling us away. Pressure of time, self-imposed exile from a gentle place to stay. I'll give you my rushing. I'll give you my still. I'll give my lowlands, I'll give you my hills. Take hold, child, take hold of me. You're too fast, too slow. You're too blind to be. Silence descends like manna feeding, getting deeper every day. Exercise the ghosts of yesterday. I'll give my rushing. I'll give my still. I'll give my lowland.
Well, I absolutely loved it the first time I heard it, and the love affair with that particular CD has continued. I think it's a magnificent piece of work, and it's my CD of the year by a bit of a margin, I have to say. It's called In Chances of Light. It's by Ironson. The presiding genius behind it is Hugh Carswell, and who gave up his job in London, in the city, went up to the Isle of Jura, created a home for himself there, built a studio there. He had the music going round his head, and he's produced a wonderful album. It is as simple as that. Go to ironsonmusic.com to find out more about it. And I think if you go to that website and click on news, you will find my extended interview with him still there that I did a few months ago. At least one more track from that album before the end of this evening's programme. I do think it is quite wonderful. Hugh Carswell, Dudley Phillips on double bass and electric bass, Steve Jansen on drums and percussion. That's David Sylvian's brother. The story of how he landed Steve Jansen to perform on the album is interesting. So listen to the interview to find out more about that. And the Scottish Ensemble on strings. There is a lot to this album. It's an album of considerable depth and integrity. And you even get listening notes that take you through it track by track. It's a brilliant, brilliant album. In Chances of Light by Ironson, the World of Difference CD of the year. On to the first of the choices from you, the listeners out there. Les Cotton is a well-known Strawbs impersonator. He's also got terrific taste in music. I'd never heard of David Waddington before Les Cotton brought him to my attention. This is another Icarus.
It's a table for turning, a bridge that needs burning. After the deal, when blood makes it real, it's a lesson for learning. So high, heart beating like wings. It's there in his eyes and the meaning it brings. He flies so high, another Icarus learns to fly. Does it mean that it's wrong if it's making me strong now? Like it or not, I'll give what I've got. It's been with me here all along. He climbs so high, beating like wings. It's there in his eyes, meaning it brings.
that's the joy of doing this programme, when other people bring to your attention artists who you've never heard before and they make you go, wow. That was another Icarus from David Waddington. He's down from the southwest somewhere. And last heard, I think, he's looking for a day job of some sort or another so he can continue to play music. So many talented musicians that aren't professionals and who make wonderful, wonderful music. David Waddington is one of those. There is a slightly childish, almost, competition sometimes to see who is the first person to email in. And it's a race between Peter over there in Hamburg and Paul somewhere in Nottingham over Colic Way. Well, you've both been beaten this time by a prince in Nigeria who's made what seems to be a very, very attractive offer. So I might not talk much between the next few songs while I kind of sort out the 100 quid or so he needs. And if I send that to him, apparently he's going to send me a small fortune, which could secure the future of the programme for some considerable time to come. So the Nigerian prince is the first person to email in this week. But Peter is there, of course, and your choice coming up in a bit. And as ever, he has waxed poetical. Hi, Roger. No beer, no wine, no nicotine, but wide open ears, pricked up and clean. This rhyme will be the last this year. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't shed a tear. I will be back, you have my word. Goodbye, so long. Peter McNerd. Yes, so very good evening to you, Peter, and to Petra over there in Hamburg, and also to Paul and family as well. Now, the very best way to get in touch during the course of the programme, if you'd like to email in, is studio@trentsound.com, studio@trentsound.com. If you've got a musical discovery of 2014, you can email them into that address, and I'll do a little bit of a sweeper session on next week's programme to pick up on some of the ones that I've not been able to fit in this week. So studio@trentsound.com is the best way of getting in touch. Now, some of you rascals are tempted sometimes to text me on my mobile phone number, and I don't think I've got my mobile phone with me this week, so I won't be able to respond to any texts you might send in on my kind of personal mobile, those of you that have that number. So studio@trentsound.com is the best way to do it. I'll try and check Facebook a bit as we go along. So yes, very good evening to Paul. Paul, of course, is a formidable supporter of this programme who puts more effort into it than I do, quite frankly. And he has two standout acts for this year, both of which will be played. I'll also be picking up on some of Paul's other nominations as we go along, because quite often they've been nominated by other listeners too. But he tracked down... let me get this right. Yeah, I nearly got me consonants the wrong way round. Melnitsa, and he's been in touch with Natalie from Melnitsa, who knows that she's going to be on tonight's programme, and she is quite magnificent. She's actually a friend, it turns out, of Daria Kulesh, who we played from Helen Meissner's excellent folk stock record label, The Christmas Present, just a week or two ago. So they're chums from over there in Russia. But from Melnitsa, nominated by Paul Dover, this is Master of the Wind.
In the silence of the darkness, when all are fast asleep, I live inside a dream, calling to your spirit as a sail calls the wind. Hear the angels sing far beyond the sun, across the western sky, reaching to the blackness, find a silver line. In a voice I whisper, in the night, we'll carry all our dreams on a single beam of light. Close your eyes, look into the dream. Winds of change will winds of fortune bring. Fly away to the rainbow
each of us to find. There the road begins, where another one will end, where the four winds know who will break and who will bend, all to be the master of the wind. Falling stars, now light my way. My life was written on the wind. Clouds above, clouds below, I ascend the dreams within. When the wind fills the sky, the clouds will move aside, and there will be the road to all our dreams. 'Cause for any day that stings, to better days it brings. Nothing is as bad as it seems. Close your eyes, look into the dream. Winds of change will wings of fortune bring. Fly away to the rainbow in the sky. Gold is at the end for each of us to find. There the road begins, where another one will end, where the four winds know who will break and who will bend, all to be the master of the wind. Fly away to the rainbow in the sky. Road is at the end for each of us to find. There the road begins, where another one will end, where the four winds know who will break and who will bend, all to be the master of the wind. Fly away to the rainbow in the sky. Road is at the end for each of us to find. There the road begins, where another one will end, where the four winds know who will break and who will bend, all to be the master of the wind, all to be the master of the
Well, terrific voice, great arrangement, and a whole dose of meteorology to boot. Terrific stuff. Melnitsa, Master of the Wind, nominated by Paul Dover as one of his discoveries of 2014. Before I get into Susie Briggs. Susie, I wonder if you're listening. You nominated Cupola. Haven't got anything by Cupola as such, so I hope you will accept Cupola Ward. So that's Cupola plus Lucy Ward and their terrific version of Bone Lace Weaver.
I have but 2 years for to stay, and then I'll think to marry. But if some brisk young man comes in that's to me no deceiver, to court him then I will begin like a bone lace weaver. If that he be a gentleman, avows he'll love me kindly, and then for him do what I can, and strive to please him finely. If he be a yeoman good, and to me no deceiver, then will I strive to please his mood, like a bone lace weaver. Having our wits about us, oh, we hope to purchase house and land. Though young men they may flout us, but let them all say what they can. We'll trust in no deceiver. We'll sing your songs on Peg and Nan, like a bone lace weaver. White and neat, our pretty lace to handle. We'll sing our sonnets all complete, by daylight or by candle. And when our task is ended, have our mistress show such fancy. We'll sport and sing the order ring to the bone lace weavers dancing. To be married wives, we'll keep our fingers playing. We wear no laces on our heads, and scorners yet a beaver, and work a base brave Flanders lace, like a bone lace weaver.
Cupola Ward and Bone Lace Weaver play kind of at the suggestion of Susie Brigg. I must try and get some Cupola on the system in their own right. Very good evening to Cookie. Season's greetings to you. Cookie, you may remember, if you have been a long-time listener to the programme, won the Original Song of the Year award a couple of years ago for his brilliant Boots Were Black. It was a home-produced CD. I put it in the car. CD player with no great sense of expectation, and it just pinned me back in my seat. I thought it was brilliant. Won't be played this week, but it might be played in next year sometime. That gives me a lot of scope, doesn't it? Anyway, very good evening to you, Cookie. Nice to know you're there. A couple of your nominations, and as ever with Cookie's nominations, they tend to be on the more challenging side, but none the worse for that. And a couple of your nominations probably in the next hour of the programme. We'll see how we go. Now, Peter in Hamburg nominated Chris Smither. I hope I've got the right track here, because I didn't write it down on my list. I think this is the right one from my Chris Smither collection, which has been nominated by Peter in Hamburg. This is Leave the Light On.
If I were young again, I'd pay attention to that little known dimension, the taste of endless time. It's runs right through our fingers, but the flavor of it lingers like a rich red wine. In those days we were single, and we lived them one by one. Now we hardly see them, they don't walk, they run. But I got plenty left, I've set my sight on. Don't wait up, leave the light on, I'll be home soon. I never seen my life in such a hurry, but if I stop to worry, I get left behind. It's like a party, but you don't get invitations, and there's just one destination, you better be on time. For years we rhymed in couplets, and we sang them 2 by 2. Now we hardly rhyme at all, but here's a few. And if they hurt, there's bullets left to bite on. Don't wait up, leave the light on, I'll be home soon. That drummer in my head needs inspiration. There's a lack of syncopation that holds me to a line. It's just so hard to leave these cages that we're thinking. By stages we just sink into a slow decline. For years we lived in waltz time, and we danced 3 by 3. Now it's hard to dance, but if you stick with me, we've got what we need to spend the night on. Don't wait up, leave the light on, I'll be home soon. These races that we've run were not for glory. No moral to this story. We run for peace of mind. But the race we're running now is never ending. Since space and time are bending, there's no finish line. But I lived to be 100. I was born in 44. 39 to go, but I ain't keeping score. I've been left for dead before, but I still fight on. Don't wait up, leave the light on, I'll be home soon. I've been left for dead before, but I still fight on. Don't wait up, leave the light on, I'll be home soon.
Chris Smither, Leave the Light On, played at the behest of Peter Schneibler over there in Hamburg. I hope I got the right one there, Peter. I think I probably have. If not, I'll put that right next week or the week after. Do my best to do that anyway. And I'll also be listening to the couple of CDs you very kindly popped in the post to me, which will form the basis, I'm sure, of future playlists here on A World of Difference. Yep, just to confirm, haven't got my mobile phone with me, so you rascals who text me on my mobile phone, no good tonight. Studio@trentsound.com. Studio@trentsound.com is the best way to get in touch during the programme. Now, I said I'd do a recap on my magnificent 7 CDs of the year, already announced Enchanters of Light by Ironson as the CD of the year 2014 on A World of Difference, in my not-so-humble opinion, I suppose you might say. And in compiling this list, I do try and feature artists who maybe don't have the profile of the usual suspects that tend to win awards. Zoe Mulford was terrific at the Moira Furnace Folk Festival when I heard her album. It's beautifully produced. It's called Coyote Wings, and it's one of my Magnificent Seven. I'm going to play the title track. It's a song about optimism, the optimism of Wile E. Coyote, who always thinks he's going to get Roadrunner, but never does, but it doesn't stop him trying. So this is a hymn of praise to Optimism by Zoe Mulford, the title track from her album Coyote Wings, which will be followed by another track from a different CD of my Magnificent Seven of 2014. Here's Zoe Mulford.
trust your heart. But I can see the mess there'll be when the whole thing falls apart. I can see you making choices I think that you'll regret. But Coyote thinks he's flying when he just don't know he's falling yet. And he's got plans, he's got dreams, he's got a roll of duct tape and a million crazy schemes. And if I could call up heaven, if I could pull some strings, I'd like to see you fly on your coyote wings. I don't want to burst your bubble, I don't want to bring you down, 'cause you can get rejection cheap in any store in town. I just say this 'cause I love you, I don't want to see you lose. You might want to reconsider those rocket shoes. But you got plans, you've got dreams, you've got an Acme catalog and a million crazy schemes. And if I could call up heaven, if I could pull some strings, I'd like to see you fly on your coyote wings. And you never see it coming till it's right before your eyes. You always hit that same damn wall, and each time you're surprised. And every time you're a little wiser as you're spitting out the dust. And it's funny every time, till the time you don't get up. But you got plans, you've got dreams, 4 ways to beat the market out of Fortune magazine. And if I could call up heaven, if I could pull some strings, I'd like to see you fly on your coyote wings. Coyote paws twitch in your sleep, coyote dreams go beep beep. A purple bird with a smug little smile leading you on over mile after mile. So much heat, so little food, you're as good as dead if you stop to brood. So don't you be moody or making a tragedy. All that you need is a brand new gadget. Wings, springs, slingshots, rockets, all of the stuff you can buy out of pocket. Shop for the best, it'll bring you success, 'cause anything goes in the pursuit of happiness. You go boom to boom, bust to bust. Trust that your destiny will manifest, and keep doing your best and keep eating dust. It's the law of the desert, starving or striving, 'cause somebody hungrier's always arriving. So catch what you can, snatch what you need, hopped up on hope and gunpowder and speed. And the rockets rise, you can taste the sky. This starving dog was born to fly. And the map spreads out, you own the whole damn place, till the earth rises up and hits you whap in the face. Well, I want to be a friend to you, but I don't know what to say. I know you didn't ask, and you won't listen to me anyway. I won't be there to catch you when physics brings you low, but you won't hear me saying, I told you so. 'Cause when I speak about my passion, when I tell folks what I do, I see them looking at me just the way I look at you. And I got plans, I've got dreams, I've got a roll of duct tape and a million crazy schemes. And if someone calls up heaven, if someone pulls some strings, someday I'm gonna fly on my coyote wing. Someday we're gonna fly on a coyote wing.
This is Kim Lowings. You're listening to A World of Difference on Trent Sound with Roger Williams.
A begging I will go, and a begging I will go. A begging I will go, and a begging I will go. A begging I will go, and a begging I will go.
Two more of my Magnificent 7 CDs of 2014. We heard Kim Lowings and the Greenwood and the Begging Song. That's from her album This Life. That's very fine too. And before that, the title track from the Zoe Mulford album Coyote Wings. Both of those CDs I picked up at the Moira Furnace Folk Festival, and they become CDs of the year. Hey, in my not so humble opinion. So a bit of credit there, I think, to the people who organised Moira Furnace, and in that context, going to play one of Colin Grantham's choices of tracks of the year before too long. Now, let's get back to your nominations, and before I do that, let's say hello to Matthew Wildman, who's doing the dishes, and Sarah Wildwoman, and Tom the Wild Child. That's covered the family. Good to talk to you earlier on. Hope you're all well and surviving the snow on the high points of Mapley. Bit tricky negotiating the side streets, in particular over here in Nottingham at the moment. I know it's not been like that in other parts of the country, and probably not over there in Hamburg, but it's been a little bit grim up east, as they say. Right, Ian Clegg, he of an impeccable musical pedigree and taste, has nominated an act I haven't heard of before. So let's have a listen to Ellen and the Escapades, the nomination of Ian Clegg for his discovery of 2014. This is Lost Cause.
Well,
That's Lost Cause by Ellen and the Escapades, who were nominated by Ian Clegg as his discovery of 2014. This is A World of Difference on Trend Sound, here with me, Roger Williams, most Monday nights between 7 and 10. Hanging on by our fingernails sometimes, but we're still here, despite what it says on the Trend Sound website. I think we'll be here for a little while yet. I have to talk to the boss about that and see how it goes. Now, I should have said earlier on that in addition to Kim Lowings being one of my magnificent 7 CDs of the year, that's Kim Lowings and the Greenwood and This Life, Kim was also nominated by no less set of people than Anna Bass, she of Two Coats Colder, going to play something by Two Coats Colder shortly, and Lynn Goulbourn of Hicks and Goulbourn. So she's got a mighty following, has Kim Lowings, and quite rightly so. But Hicks and Goulbourn were nominated in turn by Colin Grantham, one of the key organisers of the Moira Furnace Folk Festival. And they're lovely people too. Steve Hicks was very patient with me in a guitar workshop where I was singularly unable to pick up the fairly basic ragtime picking that he was trying to teach me and a few others in a tent in Leicestershire last August. But Hicks and Goulbourn together worked together extremely well, and this is their wonderful version of It Ain't Necessarily So.
Necessarily so. It ain't necessarily so. The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessarily so. Little David was small, but oh my, little David was small, but oh my, he fought big Goliath, who lay down and died. Little David was small, but oh my. Oh, Jonah, he lived in a whale. Oh, Jonah, he lived in a whale. For he made his home in that fish's abdomen. Jonah, he lived in a whale. Little Moses was found in a stream. Little Moses was found in a stream. He floated on water till old Pharaoh's daughter, she fished him, she says, from that stream. Oh, it ain't necessarily so. It ain't necessarily so. They tell all you children the devil's a villain, but it ain't necessarily so. Who calls that living when no God will give him to no man who's 900 years? It ain't necessarily so. It ain't necessarily so. The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessarily so.
That's It Ain't Necessarily So by Hicks and Goulbourn, who were nominated as a Discovery 2014 by Colin Grantham of the Moira Furnace Folk Festival. That wraps it up for hour one, but before we get to news, let's hear a track from one of my other magnificent 7 CDs of the year, a wonderfully sympathetic guitar playing by a duo who understand each other so well, William Cox and Angela Meyer. This is Beneath the Southern Sky. Vanga and Beneath the Southern Sky from the album Pilgrim. Back after the news with Two Coats